This episode contains descriptions of sexual assault and sexual violence.
For anonymous, confidential help, 24/7, please call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or go to thehotline.org.
Welcome to the bad boy pod, talking bad boy bards, make a good girl nuts with the bad boy swag. Having conversations that a bad boy mad, sit down, relax, kick back, have a blast, enjoy the bad boy pod, brought to you by Lady Pod.
Starting at 2:43. Not bad.
No, not that bad.
Not that bad. Not, I would say classic.
Because, like, some days I don't even get to your house till, like,
2.
1:32.
2.
2.
You've definitely been like, oh, sorry, 2:30.
Or
My
I've
name is
been
Julia
like
Davidovich.
1 and then it's like 2:30.
No, it's usually not that bad. Usually when you say 1, it's like 1:30 or 1:45.
Or 2.
Or 2. Or 2:30. Or the next week, possibly.
Yeah, I just straight up cancel.
Nah. I guess that would be a good boy. The assassin.
Ooh, yeah.
You think they're going to catch him by Thursday when the pod comes out?
Let's see here. I really hope not.
Same.
I really hope not. I mean, like, yeah, united in memes once again. It's like you can get us down by electing another presidency with Trump, but
Yeah.
you can come back with some news like that.
Fire
baby.
us up with a frickin' CEO assassin. You think he might kill another CEO, or you think he's a one and done?
I think he's a one and done.
I think he's a one and done, but it could spur a copycat. Knock on wood.
Yeah, I mean, like, if I know anything, Kevin, he's just been sitting here alone, cold.
Yeah, he's had his own seat this whole
cold
time.
and alone. I used to think that the Trump assassination attempts were a big lie, but, like, I don't know. If they weren't a lie, if they weren't staged, then, like, we are, I guess, hurtling towards a more violent future.
A bit of the golden age of assassins, if you ask me.
Bam! Egg in the bottle.
Absolutely.
If you know what I mean.
I mean, look,
I want a divorce.
if you're not going to do gun control, we may as well use it for the betterment of humanity.
Let's just shoot your ex-wife.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say ex-wife.
No.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I really hope he gets away. I really hope that he's my theory, and I think this is like I'm not like unique for this theory. I think that he's probably in a mid-sized city somewhere.
Like
Either-
Chicago?
No, like Boise,
Oh,
Idaho,
random.
or like Houston.
But don't you feel like he would stand out too much? I'm not sure what the, like, perfect place for him to
Well, that's why
hide
I
out
think
is,
a city
honestly.
would be better than like small town USA, because if you went to like a pub in like Booty Hole, Kansas, everyone would be like, "Why are you in Booty Hole?"
You're right.
We don't know you in these parts. But if you're like in a city-ish, they might be like, "Oh, a new person's not that weird."
But if you were in, like, Prague,
Oh,
they'd be like, would you like a beer?
he does have Prague vibes.
He does kind of have, like,
He kind of like.
I don't want to, like, give away his location, but he does have Prague vibes.
Yeah, I don't want to tip off the FBI, but he's
we really
likely in
we've-
Eastern Europe.
So give us the $50,000, which
Yeah.
is not enough, by the way. I mean, like, the guy had so much money.
I know.
Feels
Imagine.
like, if you find his killer, I don't know, $50,000.
I think if you're supplying like 12 news cycles straight of news, you should get a little bit more money from the FBI. But I don't think anyone's going to turn this man in. I think it's going to have to happen from good, solid police work, and I don't see that going on. They don't seem like they're very good at their jobs right now.
Turns out police people are not detectives.
I don't think they're very good.
I mean, I feel like Reddit's going to solve it before they do.
I hope they don't.
I
I
mean-
think part of the problem is they rely on Reddit, and Reddit's like, we're not helping you. We love this guy.
I mean, in a cryptic way, I guess. I mean, maybe
my
I'm sure
Connie.
there are brains on Reddit that have solved it, but have not, like, admitted it openly. If
yeah.
that makes sense.
Sure.
Brains that are not us.
Yeah.
Who
or
is
maybe
it?
he was just
Email
a criminal
Diane.
mastermind. And yeah, email Diane. Diane would love to know who the assassin was. She
Secret's
won't
safe with
tell.
her. Yeah,
She won't
she'll
tell.
fucking marry
She'll-
the guy.
I think either he's in a mid-sized city like Boise, or he's like in a bunker. Like he like had something set up with like a bunch of canned goods before he did the deed.
There's a list of bunkers in the city. There's one
LA?
very close by.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pointing over there.
But
not
you have
telling one.
to.
I mean, I don't
pay
even
for it?
know. No, pay for it. I think
what's the
like
deal?
if things go to shit, maybe
Yeah.
you can just show up and be like, knock, knock, knock. may I
Anyone
come
can
in?
go to the bunker.
I think anyone's allowed. Email Diane though for access.
That doesn't seem like a very good strategy.
I don't think it's a good strategy.
I don't think it's a good strategy. I think you should have to be exclusive to who gets to be in the bunker if there's like an apocalypse scenario.
Okay, email to Zoe because she
email
has the
me
fucking password.
Because I have the most exclusive bunker in the West.
It's actually in her. She has a basement. No one else has.
I
one
do have a
but her.
basement.
Do you?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in
Now we all know.
in my bedroom closet,
Okay, creepy.
there's a hatch to a basement.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's where the
Hider in
assassin
the house.
is. Email Diane.
That's a bit. Listen. Oh, you could be a hider in the house situation right now.
He could absolutely be a hider in the house.
Someone could be hiding them in their house.
But
and
I
not
don't think
even
he's
know.
like dumb enough, or maybe he is. I don't know. Like, why do I think he's like the biggest, smartest person alive? Somebody has to know who did it, that he did it. Like, there has to be at least one person who helped him, right?
Email Diane if that was you.
Email Diane if that was you.
We won't tell anyone.
And if he's in your creepy little basement, let me
And
know.
I'm not gonna like turn him in. I'm just curious.
That's the thing, is like, I want to know out of curiosity, but I don't want to know because if I know, that means that everyone knows.
I'm not saying I like violence. I'm just saying what an interesting world we live in.
I know, and every time I get a New York Times push notification, I think they maybe found him, and I get a little upset.
Even
But then it's always
Citizen
about,
tried to hitch on that.
oh, come on.
They were just like manhunt. It's like, come on, guys, relax.
I'm sure there's
We
a
don't want your
manhunt
shit.
going on in your dreams.
Manhunt my
I'll
ass.
show you a manhunt.
What was the last manhunt that happened? I forget.
Oh, when that guy Crab walked out of prison or whatever. Do you remember that?
Oh, I have
When
a.
he was like, remember when he escaped from prison and he like parkoured up the wall? You have to remember this.
I do remember that. Yeah, we'll put that in the Slimer.
That was
early
like
Slimer.
that was epic.
That was pretty epic, actually.
That was pretty epic. He was found, but like, I have faith that this guy's gonna get away.
You heard it here last.
You heard it here last, literally. Okay, let's see how this testicle sounds.
Let's do it, bitch. Wow, you have to watch this video though.
Of the whale shitting and splashing the audience.
It's really
Bad boy
good.
update.
I'll put in the Slimer.
Okay,
for
my name is
everybody.
Julie Davidovich, and when it comes to whales, I'm definitely the kind that would shit and splash it in your face.
Honestly, yes.
My name
Yes,
is a whale
yes,
in
yes.
captivity as well, and it's not right.
Over the very long Thanksgiving break.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
that
it's
we took.
always so long.
Are you doing a bit of an orca update right now?
Kind of. But this was an orca. This was a different kind of whale. Now I forget what kind. Bad.
The whale poop?
Oh, no. You know what? I remember. This is a sperm whale.
Ooh, hello.
Naughty.
My name is Diane.
I forget why they were named, but it was like literally men naming them, and it was because of a very dumb reason. I'll
Oh,
put them in
right,
the Slimer.
because their brain goop
yeah,
looks
that's
like
what it
jizz.
was.
Yes.
We're just like, oh, there was jizz in their head.
yeah, because they have a jizz head. That's right. Because like,
But they don't.
But they
actually
don't.
have a
But there
jizz head.
is like, no, of course
they
it's
do.
not real jizz in their head. But men named it, and I guess it vaguely resembled jizz.
Email Diane.
My name is Loki, like the Dunkaroo icing,
Oh, kind of actually. Yeah, that's what sperm whales have.
the
in their
true
head.
sperm whale.
But this guy, I guess maybe I'll put in the Slimer if I think about it, or if I can find it. It was on PBS. It was just some like whale thing where this guy like was trying to have not relationships, but
Oh,
you know what I mean.
God.
He was trying to interact with
Oh,
a
okay,
bunch of
okay.
sperm whales.
This isn't TLC. This is PBS.
This is PBS. Yeah.
TLC would be like,
TLC was like,
I fell in love with a
I
sperm whale.
married a whale. You can't do that. Yes, you
married-
can in international
I
waters.
married a sperm whale. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine because it was in international waters. But there is an orca
Anything
update.
goes. Oh, orca update.
Salmon hats are back.
Salmon hats are fucking back
They're
after
back,
37
baby.
years. We'll put
I
it in the
mean,
Slimer.
You know, we said we promised orca updates, and when it comes to salmon hats,
They're back.
we're the premier pod.
Maybe that's why that orca was so mad. There's also the orca update that will include is this orca splashing at probably SeaWorld, but in
Oh, yeah.
captivity. It took a shit and then splashed it at everybody in the crowd, which is just,
Yeah.
honestly, great.
I mean, take that.
good
You
work.
get what you pay for, you know?
It's basically what a skunk is doing.
Hey,
You
you're
think
right.
about it.
But yeah, remember years ago, roughly 37,
37 years ago.
orcas would kill salmon and then wear them on their little heads as a funky, hilarious hat.
I'm going to be 38 next year. Is this in honor of me?
Wow, horoscopes, check it
Email
out.
Diane.
And now the whales are back at it.
They're back at it. They're
back
wearing
at it.
salmon.
Fish hats, back in fashion.
Do we think that there's something horribly wrong with the salmon or something, and like maybe they're trying to tell us? Email Diane.
Oh my god. Not a salmon-based conspiracy orchestrated by the orcas.
Yeah, conspiracy Connie, but like
Conspiracy Connie, but the orcas are trying to tell us that the salmon are contaminated.
they're trying to just actually communicate with us because they're like, hey, can you do something about there's like something going
No.
on down here.
I
There's
don't-
like some
I think if-
terrible I don't know, mold in the
They're
ocean.
thinkers. So I think if anything, they would try to get us to eat the salmon to kill us off.
Interesting.
And take over the world.
They're like, hey, try this.
Yeah.
Try
They'd be
this
like,
shit.
hey, try this contaminated fish hat.
Contaminated salmon. Maybe they're like, you hear about fish or bird flu? What about fish flu?
What about fish flu? That's
Because they don't
those are
even
all
eat
about-
salmon. They eat like shark livers and shit. Don't they? Email Diane. Let's see what orcas eat.
Yeah, it depends on the type of orca.
Oh, sorry. My name is Zoe Clark.
Yeah.
And it depends on the kind of orca.
It does. It does. Some orcas eat more fish. Some orcas eat seals. Famously, we saw on Planet Earth too. And it
Fish,
depends.
Seals, sea lions, dolphins, porpoises, sharks, and rays, large whales, octopus and squids, seabirds, and more.
So mostly fish.
Are there only 73 orcas left? What?
No, definitely
You can't
not.
be serious.
There are many more orcas than that.
Google's a hellhole. Do orcas eat crabs? Email Diane.
Absolutely. I feel like an orca would eat just about anything, to be honest. But they do
yes.
like. They have exquisite taste, and they will surgically remove shark livers if given the chance.
Yeah. I mean, they just look so happy when they're murdering. It's cute.
I know. I mean, it's a joyous occasion for all.
Gotta say, probably my favorite whale, now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, it's technically a dolphin.
I forget that all
I
the time.
love being that bitch.
She does, she
okay,
does, she does.
let's do Bad Boys on the Block. Wow.
Call Ken.
Go call Ken. It's been such a long time.
You must have several.
I have two.
Okay.
Is that several? And I really traveled.
You did. You were all over the East Coast.
I traversed the East Coast with the assassin. Let's just put it that way.
Oh my God. Do you think yeah, I mean, he's in the Midwest for sure.
I would think so, yeah. He's definitely not on the East Coast anymore. If I
Though I
had
hope
anything
he's
to do
somewhere
with
more interesting.
it. Yeah.
He deserves that.
Yeah. Do you have any Bad Boys on the Block? Have
think
you
I
had a
have
perfect
one.
2 weeks?
No. I've had, what do you call it? Acid reflux
really?
problemos. Yeah. You know what I can't stop doing?
What?
Eating at midnight and going to bed. Well, like
Oh.
after midnight. Like
Yeah,
eating
that'll
at like
do it.
2
Yeah, you
a.m.
need to be careful. Do you get hungry, or is it just like you need it? Okay, you're hungry. No, you're just snacking.
No, it's just like, ugh, look, pie.
okay.
It's because I just have extra treats around. I'm like, who's gonna know?
Okay, so it's the holiday leftovers getting you down.
It's I can't stop putting stuff in my fucking gullet and then going directly to
Yeah,
bed.
for sure.
My name is
Yeah,
absolute
that's
Doris
problematic for the tum tum. And
bad.
whenever I do that, I wake up absolutely starving.
Stein. Well, I don't have that problem. I don't know why. You know, it's been a good boy. Not really a good boy, but like now that we're talking about it,
Okay, early breaking good boy.
dairy milk.
Yeah, you
Love
love
having it
dairy
back in
milk.
my life.
You love dairy milk.
Can't wait
I
to
mean,
get bird flu now. 'cause
I'm
of
back.
it.
I know. I'm paranoid about bird flu, and I'm making everybody
The
scared.
chickens
about
are sucking off the
it.
fucking
I mean, yeah. Stop sucking off
cows.
chickens or whatever.
whatever.
Causes bird flu. Yeah.
Science Diane says.
You do love milk now.
I just like
It is good. I mean, look, I eat cheese. Call me old fashioned.
I ate cheese.
I eat cheese. Go call Ken. I eat cheese, but it's the same thing, really. And you know, I like it. I like cheese, but I also fuck with oat milk. It's confusing. I contain multitudes.
Life is confusing.
Life is confusing.
However, it just keeps me fuller longer, and also like allegedly it curbs a little bit of the acid.
Oh,
I guess. I mean, it's better than just
You mean
sloshing
in-
pure acid in my
coffee?
stomach. Yeah, I guess in coffee is.
Yeah.
I should mention.
I
I'm
don't know.
drinking it in my coffee.
I like to slosh the acid.
I love to slosh the acid.
Yeah.
Ugh.
God.
But yeah, I mean,
Every
after
morning.
this, I'm probably gonna have shredded wheat with a full glass of fucking milk. On
Oh,
it, like
amazing.
a fucking freak.
Snack-a-doodle do.
Ooh,
Indeed.
but I guess I'll save it for later.
Oh, okay.
It is a good boy.
Well, my bad boy on the block is in a way an homage
Oh,
to a decent boy that has been in my life for 8 or 9 some odd years.
oh no.
And our time together came to an end, unfortunately. So my car, my sweet, sweet Ford Fiesta,
Slut
that
milk.
happens to be lime green, and I can say that because you can't kill me in it anymore. I was driving to work, and it was like the second to last day that I was working in person.
Oh, I thought you were about to say that I had. I mean, I knew that you paid him off a while ago.
Oh yeah, he's
Mind
paid
if I
off.
put my feet here?
No.
They're new socks.
Beautiful. He's been paid off,
Oh,
which is great and has been great. And unfortunately, so literally I had 2 days left. And then I was like, I'm going to bring my car in after this to get serviced.
sucked off.
On the way to work, driving along, doing my damnedest. I put my foot on the gas. Nothing. I turn my car off. I turn it back on again. Brand new warning light unlocked.
What?
Never seen it before in my life.
Oh, no.
Check engine light. I know her well. She's pretty much constantly on.
She's a slut.
She's
a slut, to be honest.
She's a huge slut. Like, she can't get enough of all this. But the wrench, a brand new. I was like, ooh,
Mr.
a wrench.
You're like,
And
that's cute.
I was like,
That
I didn't
means
even know why. I didn't even know I could
fix.
access wrench.
Okay.
But I did it. It's called talent. It's called ignoring a check engine light for 2.5 months.
Oh,
And I know,
see.
like, maybe it's
That
my
can't
fault.
be-
Maybe
that
it's
can't
victim
be
blaming.
it.
I don't know.
That can't be it.
So I very slowly continue driving it, and I get to work. I get it towed from work, right?
Oh.
It's
So it
like,
was able to move after.
yeah, but like, you know, a smarter woman wouldn't have done that.
Okay.
But I was like, I'm just going to get it to work,
What's the alternative? Sitting in an intersection?
I guess.
Fuck that.
I know. So I get it to work. I get it towed from work. It takes them like so fucking long to check out the car. Then they're like, it's going to be $5,000 to fix. I bought this car for $7,000 9 years ago. I'm like, there's no world where I'm going to pay $5,000 to fix a car I paid $7,000 for 9 years ago.
No.
That has been causing me many issues, I'll be honest. So we made the decision to take its life
Oh my God.
by selling it to the Ford dealership.
Got it. Did you get, I mean,
I got $500.
that's not the
Cha-ching.
worst. But really, that's it?
That's it.
I'm
Yeah,
surprised.
I know. I mean, maybe if I like wanted to shop around with it,
I mean, it was a bit of a bit of a can.
it was a bit of a can. And like, I'm realizing now that Fords aren't good. Fords like rarely make it to 100,000 miles.
Fords.
So
really?
I kind of fucked up getting a Ford.
American made. What are you going to get next then? A Subaru?
I would love a Subaru, but we're going to be a one-car household for a bit. I'm fucking
I mean,
with
that
Jerry's
makes
Hyundai.
Honestly, it makes more sense to be a one-car household.
It does.
I'm sure it's very annoying.
And
but
like I'm working remote and whatever, so it'll be fine. But you know,
There was one
rest in peace to a sweet, sweet angel who really did his best despite being the worst.
oh my God, for a full 4 or 5 months, he
yeah.
valiantly.
He was your
co-drove
best
me.
friend as well.
Yes, I would make my way to Zoe's house and we would drive to work together in sweet, sweet Mike. Never give us any problems.
No, that was before he gave me problems.
Scream singing music. You
Yeah.
know, he kept us safe.
We sang. We listened to podcasts.
Mm-hmm,
We really jammed out with our clam out inside of Mike, and he paid me back in the worst way possible, which was breaking down in Hollywood,
Absolutely
baby.
betraying you.
So rest in peace.
You stupid
this is
bitch.
kind of busted, huh? Did I
Oh.
bust that?
It's a little busted. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Rest in peace to a lime green angel with the license plate. Just kidding.
What happens with license plates when the car
Gone.
dies? That's it. It's just that one car gets it. That's
That
it. You
one
can't
car, that
travel.
one owner.
Mhm. That is the weirdest thing to me.
So now there will be a new license plate on that car for the person who drives it for the next 3,000 miles before it spontaneously combusts.
In your new car, which is going to be a Subaru, definitely.
Yeah.
Will your license plate be a vanity plate?
Yeah, we'll say Diane fucks.
FUX. And people will
Absolutely.
be like, huh?
And then I'll be like, that's right, you know it.
Honestly, would do. I would just be like DIIIANE. That'll. Hey guys, don't kill me.
Ooh,
But
don't kill me.
I'm gonna get a Subaru.
I used to be like, I'm going to get my license plate to be Zoe Clark because it's 7.
That's pretty good.
But then I realized that could be like a security issue because
That could
people are
really suck.
constantly trying to hunt me down.
Oh my god.
No, I like random letters and numbers. It's like fun to memorize a new license plate. My name is slightly autistic Diane,
Okay.
aka Zoe. Okay.
That is kind of
do-
how I remember some people's. And yours, don't kill me. Can we say it?
What?
Because it used to have NFL in it.
Yeah, it did. It did.
That's how I knew it was yours.
Mike had a bit of an NFL in him.
It was a bit of an NFL.
Yeah, he's
He was a bit of a CT.
He's kind of a
goal.
quarterback when you think about it.
Bit of a quarterback, you're right.
More of a wide receiver, actually.
Really
if you
took
saw
one
that.
for the team.
If you
in
saw
some
that
respect.
donk, he'd be like wide receiver. Okay, my next bad boy, Spotify Wrapped.
Oh no.
This year's Spotify Wrapped, something happened.
Okay.
Did you look at yours?
I did.
Was it like this summer you were a grandma goes to the wilderness?
Oh yeah.
In the cabin.
It loves doing that because you know what? It started that thing. It's like it's definitely an AI.
Yes.
Ugh, I hate that I kind of like it sometimes because
No.
No, but I mean, this is what I'll show you what I like.
It was like, this summer you were listening to pop, punk, pink, Pilates, pussy rock. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Did it literally say that?
It was.
That would please screenshot that.
It would no, but it was like it definitely had pink and Pilates and pop in it.
I like.
It's like, okay, I listened to Sabrina Carpenter once, and you're gonna call me a pink pussy pop? Like, kill me.
Mine were really annoying too. Mine were truly annoying, and I don't feel like it defines me ever. But again, I absolutely hate labels.
You guys were like, congratulations on your chilly grandpa in the cabin winter.
Oh no!
You know, it's like, okay, yeah.
Is that literally what yours says?
I like Billy Joel. No, okay. I made that up. But the pussy Pilates pink pop thing was real.
Okay, let me see what mine says. Hold on. Oh my god, it's so loud.
I just feel like it's the worst day of my life every year, other than Father's Day.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not my favorite. I do like this point, though, where you can listen to whatever you want and it won't really count. It doesn't matter.
Oh,
this is the no man's land.
Oh, right. We are in Spotify rap purgatory.
We really are. So,
wow.
like, just listen to pure shit.
Yeah.
Which I already do, but like...
We're gunning straight towards the taint of the year when you think about it.
Oh,
we're not in the taint yet.
We're in a taint.
I thought the taint was in between Christmas and New Year's.
No, Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving and New Year's.
We're skiing down the taint.
We're skiing down the taint.
Witchy slow dance dream pop. Don't like that.
See? Witchy slow dance dream pop.
Hate that.
Okay.
Next one is called... Wow, there's a lot going on. Hurry up. Cyberpunk noise electronic season. Hate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
See, they're bad. They're bad.
They're all annoying. They're all annoying.
There's no getting around it. Okay, bad boy updates. I literally only have one. There's some Diddy updates, but like I'm too depressed.
Those ones are bad. There was one that I sent you that's just kind of random.
This is sort of good news.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Ellen DeGeneres has moved to Great Britain.
That one I do.
Following the presidential election.
Been really curious about that.
And she said she's never coming back.
Fine.
Well, I hope Great Britain welcomes you and Portia with wide open arms.
Do you think they like her?
No.
Do you think they think she's so annoying?
I think she's going to go brunette.
She might be constipated. Do you think she is?
Ew.
Wow.
Yeah, the food there sucks. I hope she's having a miserable time.
Here's my update.
Okay.
Lily Rose Depp ignores people who talk shit about nepotism, calls her famous parents incredible.
Oh, thank you so much to Johnny Depp for giving us an amazing Nepo baby. I just feel like it doesn't take away from the fact that you're famous if you just acknowledge that your parents are famous too. Like, you're already famous. So what do you get? What do you care?
If both my parents were famous, I would be like, I'm rich.
Right. I mean,
I guess
people are saying, like, you know, if you're a Nepo baby and you got where you are because you don't have talent, but like, fine. Who cares? Tons of people get where they are and they don't have talent.
If you're rich, just shut up. I don't care.
My name is Diane.
My name is Diane.
My name is Communist Diane.
Just stop talking.
All right, let's move on to our bad boy of the week.
Can't wait. Though I can wait. He's not a good person.
He's definitely a Mr. Film Your Gal. He's definitely a Mr. Infomercial Your Cable.
Wow. I mean, just everywhere.
I remember these ads.
It was just everywhere.
$9.99 for 2 DVDs is a great deal.
You're right. That's
My name
cheap.
That's
but
cheap.
what's the shipping?
Probably $4.99. But still cheap. For unlimited hours of entertainment. My name is Joe Francis, the founder of Girls Gone Wild.
I bet those are worth a lot of money, unfortunately, because they probably have a lot of just been seized.
They have collector value.
Let's go to eBay now and see what happens.
I don't know.
I don't want to be targeted, but like I will be targeted.
I don't think I bet they're like $20 per DVD.
Let's see if they even exist.
It's still
like,
a
can
DVD,
they exist?
and I think they said in the documentary that most of them are available on like Pornhub or on porn sites now.
That makes perfect sense to me.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
I guess I just mean physical media.
Yeah,
no, I don't think they're
media is
available
dead.
anymore. I feel like you're just not allowed to have that.
Wow.
Anyway.
I mean, maybe you can't sell it on eBay.
Anyway,
Can you sell
FBI,
porn on
I don't
eBay?
actually want it. I'm just curious.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Okay, amazing. So this is a bit of a docu-talk, even though we both only watched the first 2 episodes. It's called Girls Gone Wild, The Untold Story. It's a docu-series on Peacock. Go call Ken. That explains the rise of the phenomenon of Girls Gone Wild, but also just like all of the legal shit that happened. Mm-hmm. You remember Girls Gone Wild? The commercials?
Of course.
Of course. So that reached Canada.
Undeniable. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But, like, I guess, and I didn't realize that they were just kind of mostly on, like, Comedy Central or whatever. What is
Yeah.
it down here? Is it Comedy Central?
Yeah.
Okay, I forget what
I think it
Comedy
was, like-
Network in Canada. So in
Comedy Central is MTV, VH1. Like
we
it
didn't
was
have
that.
it on TV though. So like it was just like
Well, you had Much Music.
we had Much Music, but it didn't air on there.
Okay.
That to
I'm
my
pretty
knowledge,
sure.
at
I'm almost
least.
positive it aired on MTV too.
The only place I saw it was like late at night, possibly Fox, possibly one of the comedy networks.
I mean, I guess it. Yeah. I mean, I definitely remember those commercials. They were everywhere. And I, there was like a beat in the documentary where they talk about all the jokes made about it. And there are definitely jokes in Arrested Development about it. They have like a mock series called Girls with Low Self-Esteem.
Yikes.
And, what they said in the documentary was like the jokes covered up all of the actual wrongdoing that was happening in the company. And it kind of reminded me of Armie Hammer.
Interesting.
When everyone was talking about the cannibalism and nobody was talking about like the really horrible sexual assault allegations against him because everyone was too busy talking about the fact that he like said he would eat a girl's rib.
Oh my god. I mean, that was much more sensational.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
And it just sort of reminded me of that. Anyway.
It is weird though.
So the first Girls Gone Wild film was released in 1997. In the first 2 years, they sold so many tapes that the company made $20 million.
Yikes.
By the end of 2002, the company had produced 83 different titles. And then, heartbreakingly, in February 2013, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And in 2014, it was sold to a company called Bang Bros.
Unbelievable. I mean, I want to see their logo and I will find it.
Okay, Julia's on
Possibly
Logo
put on the
Watch.
Slimer.
So, this
gonna be put
documentary
on a
sort of
list.
follows the beginning of this guy's life. And I guess he was like on some sort of cable access show where people would film just regular goings on in town. And there was like a bunch of footage of things that were happening that didn't go to air because they were like too salacious, either too sexy or they were like, illegal or whatever. And he basically took all of those things and packaged them and sold them and made a butt ton of money.
So weird. I mean, interesting though.
Like low-key smart. Like you could be a pervert
Low-key
and have
smart.
you could be like a sex pervert, assaulter, and have good ideas occasionally.
I guess so.
You know,
I mean,
like-
it was some weird shit, but it's just like, lots of burning houses and like,
Yes.
there was a horse tripping. I don't want to see that shit, but like
No.
some fucking freak does.
Some fucking freak does.
And like, whatever.
And he did eat with the advertising.
Jesus Christ.
There's Bang Bros.
Is this really their logo?
Okay, so it's a bus with wings.
Unbelievable.
Not exactly what I imagined.
Kind of confusing to me. I'm still confused whether or not this is their real logo, but sure, someone explain this to me because I don't get it.
But then he started, like, he realized that obviously the videos from this company that were of like women taking their shirt off were the more popular ones, and so he started licensing these videos from other places similar to the place that he was working, and then eventually they ran into issues with that, so they started their own production, going to different cities where there were spring breaks and filming young women.
Very young woman.
And based on the commercials, I thought it was just boob stuff.
Wow. And in many cases, I mean, is this a spoiler alert?
I don't know.
Some were underage.
I mean, I think that it's,
Many were underage.
many were underage. They
I
weren't.
mean,
It's tough. They weren't checking.
no.
And they claimed that the girls were saying they were 18.
Yeah, right, bitch.
I don't think they pushed it or cared.
I mean, they didn't, and I guess also spoiler alert. And if in the second episode, I believe they mentioned even like there's accounts of Joe Francis
Yes.
like physically pulling up women's shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't sound like an ask to me.
No.
And pressuring, etc. Like there was just a lot of pressure. It doesn't really sound like an environment where women were free to be themselves and express themselves in, a way where they're showing their breasts out of freedom. Like it's
Right.
nothing like that.
No.
Literally,
But that was so the vibe from the commercials.
I was just gonna say, like when I was a kid, if I saw those commercials, I was like, that's cool.
Right.
I mean, like, I was
they're
never-
saying- I was like, they're saying woo, they're lifting up their shirts, and that's it.
It's like it's not anything except for like maybe you're showing your tits. I'm not someone that was like, give me a bikini.
Yeah,
but
well,
at the
I
same
didn't
time,
buy
I'm
the
like,
DVDs.
no, I didn't buy the DVDs.
But then you buy the DVDs, not
Huh?
me, somebody else, probably tons of people.
Now you're on a list.
And what is actually on the DVDs is like women doing full-blown sex with each other. Like I sound like a literal
You sound like
I sound like a
1,000 years old.
pastor. But there was like literal porn on the DVDs. It wasn't just like titties. And
Which is pretty unclear.
a big part of these videos were like the cameramen sort of coercing the women into doing things with each other. Like, oh, you can take off your shirt. It's fine. Like, I guess the conversation, according to Joe Francis, genius of the world, the conversation between the cameramen, who he specifically employed hot guys apparently to like better coerce these young women.
It's nice that it's finally flipped for once.
I know. Thank you for objectifying the cameramen. They weren't on camera though, of course. They were just talking to the women and getting them to touch each other.
They were just the nectar. They were the flame for the moths.
Right. Yeah, and I think so. They would go up. They would be like wearing Girls Gone Wild. Maybe they would say like, show us your boobs. And then if I was 18 and they came up to me and they were like wearing Girls Gone Wild, I would probably just think it was showing my boobs. But they would get them drunk and they would basically coerce them into doing more stuff with each other from what was discussed in the documentary.
Yeah. It's like there's always someone waiting to ruin a totally normal good thing and monetizing it. And then once you make a few million off of it, you just become a complete monster.
So then like their first sign of trouble was in 2003. So this was 6 years after the company started. Like they, other than a couple like civil suits and stuff, like they were doing pretty good. And then they were in Panama City, Florida, and the mayor of Panama City, Florida is heavily featured in this documentary as like their main op, and he has a crazy hat on. And that's his main personality
We'll
trait.
put that crazy hat in the slime.
He's a mayor with a hat. That's his personality.
If you didn't think you could like a mayor from Florida, you might actually like this
You might
mayor.
actually like this man, but like I wouldn't ask him about anything other than his views on Girls Gone Wild.
True.
If you were me. Anyway. So they were in Panama City Beach and like this mayor hated him so much. And they were like trailing him in the bus that I guess Girls Gone Wild had a bus that they would coerce young women into to like finger each other in the back.
Oh,
sorry.
The bus era was so strange though. Like Next had a bus.
Rock of Love bus.
Oh my
famously.
god! Wow,
Never forget
bus
Rock of
era.
Love. The bus
Were these people
era.
just afraid of like, trains also? But like, were you afraid of
You
like
don't
being in
have
a
to pay
plane?
a location fee if you have your own bus.
That's so true. That's like the Airbnbs now, where people just like do interviews in Airbnbs. And they're just like, we don't need to pay a
true.
location.
And then,
Your
well, I
favorite
think they
person's
also
coming
would
in.
like film these things in. There she is. I think they would also film a lot of things in hotels.
Classic.
So
That's
what
like,
you were
that's
discussing
300
earlier,
flat.
what you were discussing earlier was like 4 girls who were 3 of them were 17 and one of them was 16 at the time. It was a classic. They were at the bar. They were like seemed into the idea of Girls Gone Wild, I guess. And then they got these 4 girls to come to the hotel room to film a scene. And Joe Francis took 2 of the girls into his hotel room and sexually assaulted them. He like molested them basically. Mm-hmm. And the cameraman who was in the documentary was like, it was kind of a normal day. We just filmed them fingering each other. And then, we saw them go into Joe's room. We were like, whatever. And then they left. And then the next day, I guess, like those girls' parents went to the cops and were like, this shit's going down. And that was the first time Joe Francis was arrested.
All in a day's work.
So him and the cameraman were charged with child prostitution and child pornography. And they did a RICO charge to like criminal, whatever, just like saying that there were a bunch of shit they were doing that was like all related. And they each posted bond and were released. And Joe felt like that was a setup. Like the police sent those underage girls there to like set him up, and because they were out to get him.
That's hilarious that they think that, but okay.
Yeah. And so then like the legal issues kept coming. a lot of it having to do with the girls being underage, but the company and Joe pled guilt. It was them being underage and also them like not keeping records on the people because they would just like film them and have them leave. So at one point they got in trouble for not keeping records and they were fined $2.1 million, and Joe had to do 200 hours of community service. And instead of doing the community service, he sent a cameraman to Florida to do the community service on his behalf. So that's the kind of man Joe Francis is.
He's such a dick. The whole documentary like opens with I'm pretty sure it opens with this, right? The interview with this previous young woman who's still a young woman, but not as young as she used to be.
Facts.
And I mean, this would absolutely fucking scar me for life, but like she was a lady who had been, or a girl at the time who had been coerced to show her tits on camera when she was absolutely drunk and her whole school saw. And on top of it, her teacher had a copy and asked her to sign it.
Oh, I'd missed that part. That must have been in the third episode.
No, it was in the first one.
Oh.
Like, and somehow, I mean, it was within like the first 5 minutes too. And she's just kind of like recounting it. Like, first of all, can we get that teacher's name?
Seriously.
Like, can we get his
That's so
location? Can we go
disgusting.
arrest that person? Like, I gotta know who this man is.
Yeah, no, they should not be teaching.
Because what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean,
Can we have another documentary about him?
You do think
That's
a lot
fucking
about
bold.
like, and they do talk about, I mean, they didn't really go into the fact that most of these girls were drunk and probably could not, you know, legally
given alcohol. There's no way they
that's true. They
all
were
accessed it themselves.
They were given alcohol explicitly by the producers and cameramen. But even without that, these were like people partying in spring break. You know, they were drunk.
Yeah, they're
and so like you
kids.
can't. They were kids, and then you like go up to them and you're like, we're gonna put you on TV, and like you can't really consent to that if you're under the influence. You just can't. But that's not really like an issue that's brought up in the documentary, even though like it is very obvious. And like the cameramen went up to people who were drunk, went up to people who were naive, went up to people who they think they could easily manipulate into doing shit. Like it was all very purposeful.
Well, this first woman, then girl, was told, you know, because she was so ashamed and the whole fucking school knows or whatever, she retains a lawyer and then was told that she can come after this guy for child porn because she was underage.
Oh yeah.
So
That was like the only way to get them, I feel, was like,
Yeah,
even
that
though
is
it was all
literally
so
it.
coercive and none of it, it all
honestly,
feels like it should be illegal. You know, like you shouldn't be able to like find a drunk girl and pay them $200 to like go down on their friend and then like put it out on TV and like use their photos for marketing purposes and like all of this shit when they're too drunk to consent to that.
Yeah, it's not exactly revenge porn, but it's in the same kind of family where it's
It
like
does-
you're
yeah.
taking videos of someone that they don't know about. I
Right.
mean, that they
know about it,
drunkenly
but they-
confirmed they
right.
would do, which doesn't hold up anything. I mean, it
So
doesn't really.
after they got in trouble for that stuff and like specifically the underage stuff and also the like, you know, record keeping stuff, they did like kind of tighten up a little bit, and they got like everyone's IDs and they got signed written consent on camera of them like signing consent forms being like, this is fine. Like they did cover their ass after all of this shit happened. But then in 2006, a journalist who was an editor at the LA Times sent one of her reporters, Claire Hoffman, to do a profile on Joe about Girls Gone Wild. And Claire said that while she was reporting, Joe came out of the bus, pinned her against a cop car, and claimed that her arms were covered in bruises, and she punched Joe in the face to get him off of her, and claimed that he kept trying to grab her notebook. Once she got free of him, Joe allegedly came back and whispered, "Baby, give me a kiss."
What a piece of
On
shit.
the night, Joe allegedly assaulted Claire. He also, allegedly, raped a woman named Janelle. Joe asked Janelle to go to the tour bus, and she told him that she was a virgin. In the report, she claimed that after shooting the scene, the cameraman left, and Joe came back to the room and raped her.
This guy's such a loser. Yeah, I mean, it absolutely. I'm sure this happened.
Yeah,
There's no way it didn't.
even based on what was going on in the second episode, where he took those teenagers into his room and forced them to touch his weenie, like this is
man.
this is just so the same behavior.
Yeah, he's just a habitual liar and a bad person and a rapist.
So then, in 2007, a lot more girls joined the lawsuit that the ones in 2003 started, and about underage, filming them underage. And Joe was sent to jail without bail because he refused to settle, and the judge found him in contempt. And then in 2008, he was released from jail after spending nearly a year there and settling the case. Throughout his life, several women have accused Joe of violence, including his mother, who filed a restraining order against him.
My earphone just fell. That's insane. Ooh.
And then in 2011, he returned to Panama City, Florida for another civil suit where, according to court documents, some of the girls were allegedly 13, 14, and 16 when they were taped. But then they found Joe Francis guilty of outrageous conduct, but did not find that the girls were damaged or owed money. He was sentenced to 270 days in jail for assaulting a woman in his home. But then he fled to Mexico with his wife and 2 daughters after he was sentenced to jail. And then eventually his wife filed for divorce, and filed for divorce claiming that Joe had assaulted her in Mexico. And he's still there in Mexico.
Seems like he has a bit of a pattern for
living out the
assaulting
remaining
women.
of his... Yeah, he loves to assault women. He loves to think of himself as some sort of genius who invented reality TV. And
that's the other thing. Like, it's like, I guess it made people get off on this factor of like it being real when it's not. And like, again, like, sure, maybe porn should just be left to actors. There should be a whole guild. There should be a union. There should be everything. There should be fucking everything.
I have nothing wrong with 2 consenting, sober adults making some sweet, sweet porn for other adults to enjoy. Sure. By all means, pop off queen and king.
And I don't care if you maybe have a few drinks, actually. But
yeah.
Maybe you're a trained actor and that's what you do.
But
and if you want reality, why don't you go to Pornhub and look at some fucking couples fucking? I don't give a shit. There's plenty of reality.
I don't think
there.
some random 19-year-old in Kansas should be coerced to eating out her friend in the back of a bus.
The internet is fucking disgusting.
That doesn't make you a genius.
No, but like he is such like it is such the same vibe as what was that creep's name that like do you remember the guy that they had that awful site? What the fuck is his name? Same vein though, like it's almost revenge porny though.
Fuck, the thing
why
is,
can't I remember his
the
name?
whole time this has been reminding me of something, and it must be the same thing.
And that's what I thought it was. Like I thought we had done him, but it's the same guy because it's like revenge porny.
It's not the Abercrombie guy.
90 aughts creeper that has
going.
like kind
90
of
aughts creeper.
It's like he has this like he wants a harem of women, but he's just a pervert rapist. Like that's just all he was. Let's find him.
God, what was that?
I can't remember his fucking name. But there was like a doc about him too.
I know. I just keep thinking of the Abercrombie
I'm just
guy.
gonna Google revenge porn guy.
I'm gonna look.
Hunter Moore. That's his name.
What did he do?
Must be. With the website Anyone Up, the most hated man on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy.
Right, but what else did he do?
Just not a memorable name. Yeah, he was really slimy. There was just like kind of a web.
Hunter Moore. I do now. I feel like you're right, but
it's like the more I say his name, the more I remember.
Yeah,
him,
I like remember it now.
It's just he has such like a. But I feel like there has to be one other site.
Yeah, we'll put it in Wilmer Slimer.
God, there was
I'm pretty sure you're right that was him.
Yeah, there was a site that I wasn't there, but I remember that like circulated. Because this is why it circulated, because we had Mimi and Tio or whatever, so we had like all those other offshoots that were like there was some guy that had this site called The Dirty.
Ooh.
That was like it would include I think Toronto people and like Southern Ontario people, but also like people in like Michigan, that kind of general area. Mm-hmm. It was just like gossip, but like nasty shit, like very rude.
I also think like watching these documentaries is just so clear how much Hollywood enabled this shit. Like There was a little bit of a Danny Masterson bloop-a-diddle-loo. Obviously, Eminem was in there.
Definitely, yeah.
But like, we're gonna ignore that because we stan. And
Not me,
kidding,
actually,
just
just her.
no, I don't.
And
I
just
don't.
Masterson. Oh, rest in peace to his mom, I guess. I guess
Oh
Kim
yeah,
died.
rest in peace to Danny Masterson's mom. I didn't
That's too
realize.
bad.
Oh, Eminem's mom.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
Not
Debbie.
Masterson.
Fuck you, Debbie in the
What am I
grave.
saying? Yeah, fuck you, Debbie in the grave.
Yeah, Eminem's
oh, not
mom.
Kim. Sorry, that's his wife.
Kim's his wife.
Yeah.
Debbie is his
Sorry.
mom.
What's Kim's last name?
Mathers.
Mathers. That's what it is.
Duh.
Oh my god, I was saying Masterson, but that's Danny.
That's Danny.
So close.
Anyway, this guy, he sucks. It seems like he's going to live out his days in Mexico. He finds himself to be some sort of genius because he exploited young women and
He really thinks he's smart.
did a good job marketing on Comedy Central and selling it to depraved men. Like he did that.
I mean, listen, it doesn't take a fucking brain surgeon to look at Comedy Central in the 90s and say, they're playing a show called The Man Show. Should I market my show here? Oh, Spike TV. Should I market my show here?
Right. Like it was sort of,
Wait, Spike TV. Did you have that here?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like still around until cable exploded a few years ago.
That was essentially a men's rights activism channel. I'll just
Yeah.
call it that.
So, I think this is the heyday of fucking Tommy and Pam and Tommy and all
Tommy
that
and Bahami.
Tommy and Bahami and all of that shit going down. And I don't think it's like rocket science to put porn on a DVD and sell it on cable. But he
They
did
made
do
it-
a very good job with the boobs.
Yeah, I really thought it was all boob.
I really thought it was all boobs.
I genuinely
and
thought this was like, someone's. I mean, like, I was pretty young, but like, if I'm seeing a commercial where people are just flashing you, I literally thought it was like an hour of like women just flashing their tits.
right,
for
that's what I
beads.
thought too.
And like, we had Jerry Springer.
Right.
That was literally the same shit.
I really thought it was an hour of flashing tits, and I'm sure the young girls they approached in bars in Montana also thought it was just going to be them flashing their tits until they got them drunk and made them do other wild things. Like, I think not only was that great for marketing these videos to boys, I think it also sort of was a cover of what they were really going to do once the girls said yes to being in these videos.
So weird.
So
Anyway, email Diane if you know any of your friends' dads who owned it, so we can call the cops.
email Diane.
Email Diane.
Okay, let's shut the door on Joe Francis and his flawless media empire.
What a good person.
Oh
no. I mean, I feel like they have met.
Oh yeah, Mark McGrath definitely. They met in Miami for MTV Spring Break or
He was
whatever.
probably
the fuck.
on an. Oh God, I'm too afraid to look.
I mean,
I'm gonna look.
You can
Does
look.
Mark McGrath know Joe Francis?
I'm gonna say yes.
Well, let's see. I bet there's a picture of him with his arm around him. For God's sakes. No, very close though. There's a picture of Joe Francis with
I mean, he was with everyone. He was featured in an episode of The Kardashians.
Mario
Loeb.
Lopez.
On
But, like,
November 14th.
Yeah, 3
Who
days.
posted it?
Joe Francis. This is
Mario,
3
come
days
on.
after Veterans Day. For God's sakes.
3 days after Veterans Day, you're gonna see Mario Lopez.
Look, it's him with. Is this literally Quincy Jones
all right.
and a dolphin?
Oh, this was.
This is his
rest in
RIP. I'm
peace
gonna have to-
message?
wow.
It's definitely his rest in peace. Yeah, we're
I guess I'll have
definitely.
to post
That's
that.
going in Wilmer Slamorama.
That's a weird one.
All right. Who is your good boy?
What was it? What was I going to say it was? What was I talking about earlier?
Is it the CEO? Assassin?
Honestly, we got to go through Joe's Instagram. There's a lot of meat here.
You.
It's just a lot going on there. That guy just posts up a storm despite being, he could probably
Literally
just
on
be
the run?
Yeah, you could be arrested anytime he sets foot in the States.
Yep.
But I don't know why they haven't. Can you extradite from Mexico?
They probably.
I don't know the
I don't
rules. I
know.
don't know laws. So
I guess
email
you
Diane.
can't.
I don't fucking
I mean,
know.
maybe you can.
Maybe you can.
Maybe you can, but they're like, it's just an assault. Who cares?
It's just a fucking assault.
I feel like they just don't care about sexual assault
Yeah.
enough to spend the money to extradite. Maybe I'm just completely wrong, and this is what the commenter was saying when we don't know anything.
I agree with
But-
that, honestly.
It feels right to me.
It feels right. But if anything, Mark McGrath, can you coax him back to the States so we can arrest him? Put him in jail?
It's the least
'Cause I
you can
feel
do,
like
Mark McGrath.
he belongs in jail.
My name
Joe
is Diane.
Francis belongs in jail.
He would not do well in jail, I don't think.
I don't think so.
When I went to Raleigh, North Carolina, we drove past the jail R. Kelly was in.
Really?
And somebody was like, R. Kelly's in that jail. And I was like,
Really?
oh, apparently he sings in jail and is a big hit.
Oh my God.
So, fabulous.
God. I hope he's not a hit in jail like in a good way.
I mean, I hear that he is.
What a
All right.
cruel world.
No good boys.
What was my good bite? I swear I had like
Is it Hershey's
1,000.
Kisses?
Yeah, I bought 3 different kinds this week. Honestly, it's Hershey's Kisses. That's one of them.
Okay.
The Christmas season is just perfect. I'm just kidding. I
Oh
really
my
hate
God,
it. She
do
just rolled her
not.
eyes. Seriously. Do you have a tree right now?
Yeah, of
Don't
course we
kill
have
her.
a fucking
Ugh,
tree.
you're so weird.
And Jerry's putting up Christmas lights on the house. I'm like really pissed.
That why he's
about
on the roof?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Don't kill him.
And they're colorful lights. And I'm like, colorful lights are so fucking tacky. Just do the white lights if you have to.
Honestly, I don't hate the colorful lights.
Shut
but,
up.
like-
Shut up.
Shut up.
Bad
shut up.
boy.
Whose team are you on? I don't like lights though. Call me a Jew and all, but like
I mean, call me a Jew and fucking let's live in the dark.
I don't like having a tree, which is why we don't put one up. But like, honestly, if I put a fucking menorah up there, I'd get my ass kicked.
My name is
Zionist Diane. Just kidding. I'm not a Zionist.
No, she's not.
She-
All right. Well, fine. Let's do TV talk. So we got to talk about the ultimatum.
Oh my God. I've
Honestly,
been bursting at the
it's
seams.
so hard. It's so hard because it
show.
just does not hit like ultimatum queer love.
No, because no one's fucking. It's like, actually, you know what? I feel like before this season, they were a lot more fucky. They were way
They
more
weren't really
perverted.
fucking. They're not really fucking this season.
Nope. They're like, you were
They're
my friend.
just having like deep emotionally abusive conversations.
Yes, they're having deep emotional abusive conversations, and also like calling each other their like
Oh my
husband but
God.
friend. Like they're like, this is my good friend, and then like, okay, we'll get into it. But like one of them, okay, what's the one that thinks? Didn't she leave in the night?
Four people left in the night.
4 of them left in the night, but one of them was like, tell your girlfriend that there's a little bit more than what's going on here. I forget what it was though.
Oh no! They didn't leave in the night. That was later in the season.
Who is that now? Now I forget.
That
I'm
was
getting them all jumbled up.
That was. So it does seem like a few of them have formed an emotional connection.
That's
that
the
was,
one with the weenie white guy.
Yeah,
I hate
Caleb.
him.
Really? I don't hate him. Not like I like him, but
no, like I started out liking him because I was like, he's kind of genuine, and he like feel like, but then I really like. I know his actual like girlfriend / ex-girlfriend or whatever has a little bit of like a codependency with him, but at the same time, I'm
but
like,
she seems very normal. Also,
I also she seems kind of well adjusted. And I
She
don't like the
does.
way he talks about her.
she seems very well adjusted. She's the one who issued the ultimatum to him. Obviously, he is in a relation, or his fake wife is this woman named Aria, who seems like a sweet girl, but is forming an emotional connection with this guy, and it seems to be mutual. But then, like, he sort of is like denying that it's mutual when it comes time for her and his ex or whatever they call him, the ex, but really the person that he went there with. To meet up again, and she's like, "Yeah, there's more going on here." But
Well, that's why like I feel like
that was weird when she said that.
he is lying, and
But
like,
he is also lying.
That's why, and like
I get
that's
it.
why
I
she's
get
having an easier time digesting this, and that guy's having a fucking freak out time digesting the fact that his girlfriend / ex whatever is like literally trying
No,
out
it's
a new
because-
relationship.
It's because that guy is hot. It's literally because the guy she is with is hot.
That too, but like also it's like he's mad he had issued the ultimatum and it worked against him.
Yeah, he is that.
He's freaking out because he cannot handle it.
No.
He's not thinking about it.
He's literally having an
ignoring it.
emotional breakdown every 4 minutes. And like they really showed that on camera, and I was like, I think you need to like send him to psych instead of like showing us this.
Yeah, like he was freaking
out. And I'm like, you can show us a little bit of freak out and we could be like, but like they were showing a little much for my liking. I'm like, I understand that this is reality TV and this is what you sign up for, but there was like, he was really losing his marbles, and I felt weird.
She was enjoying it. She likes that
look,
he's.
I don't love their relationship.
No. But literally all
no
she
calves.
did. But she.
He said it, not me.
The thing is that like she doesn't want to marry this guy, and she doesn't want to marry anybody.
doesn't
She's
wanna
just
marry.
along for the ride, and she was tested in the
just wants to
relationship, and
fucking-
now she's like, "I'm sorry, you wanted to do this. This is how you're threatening me."
She's
Okay,
just
I guess
trying
I'll
to
just
party.
threaten you back.
She's just trying to party. And
She's
can you blame her?
mad.
Like, we're all just trying to party here.
Listen, we're all just on Earth trying to party. But if you give me an ultimatum, Trust me, I'm gonna go through with it.
Yeah, but if you give me an ultimatum, I'm taking it straight.
You
to
think I'm
Nick
gonna
and
be a
Vanessa
bitch?
Lachey.
You think I'm gonna be a yeah? How do you feel about the? I mean, it was of Nick and Vanessa too.
Oh, right.
They keep trying to like reveal little nuggets about
I
their
sort of-
actual relationship. By the
I
way,
sort of felt like believed. So Nick is the sobby boyfriend of the hot girl who's with the hot guy,
right?
who issued the ultimatum,
Oh
and
my
the person
God.
that he was originally matched with left in the middle of the night. And there's TikTok gossip that maybe Nick was a bit kooky to her, and that's why she left.
Oh, send me that gossip. So the funniest thing that he said, well, it's not really funny, but it was kind of telling because
He
he
kept
was
being
like,
we're the weird ones. We're weirdos. I'm an artist. I'm like, you are literally a
Barely
hot
an
guy who
artist.
lives in LA. Like, you're not that deep.
you're not even that hot either, and like you also just like
think he's a
smear
little bit
paint
hot.
across a canvas, and then
You don't like his art? We'll put his art in Wilmer Slimerama.
it's bad. I'll put like him pensively making art in the Slimer. It's
I
really
think his art's perfect.
if I had to watch him make art, I'd have to leave the room. I can't watch people
This
pensively make
is
art.
his first time in a long time painting from a dark place, so he's going through a lot right now.
He literally said, "I just love the way your face makes expressions." And like,
yeah,
you
that
just,
was really
You're
weird.
like, okay, so you're literally saying you don't like your girlfriend's Botox
Yeah, that's true. She does have Botox.
in
which-
a very funny way that I don't even think he realizes.
I
he's
mean-
literally saying he misses that, or he likes that she has an
I
expressive
didn't even
face
think
and
about
move.
that.
But his
Yeah,
ex,
his
doesn't.
ex does not.
She's gorgeous. However,
course.
she's
She's
a lot
like-
of Botox, and she's like 24.
very hot, but like, I wouldn't call her a natural beauty. I don't think that's mean to say.
No, but
Is it?
I mean, no, she's cute, but like,
she's beautiful, but I don't like.
and her whole
she-
family's hot, but they're all nuts just like her.
Oh, insane.
I love them all.
Do not touch my laptop, Fran.
Oh, what was the last piece of drama though?
It's never-ending drama with this group.
I feel like it was just him banging down the door. Being
Oh
like,
yeah, that's true. He did
Stella.
do that. Any other TV talks?
Just that PBS whale thing I watched for no reason.
Oh, I read that Trump might try to shut down PBS, so you better get that in.
I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. Just kidding, FBI.
Just kidding,
but
FBI.
like, what the fuck, dude?
Just kidding, FBI. Maybe
Try it.
extradite Joe Francis instead of taking this seriously. Okay. Email Diane at badboypod.com. Your bad boys on the block, your good boys. Whether you know where the assassin is, actually keep it to yourself.
Keep it
and
to yourself,
Don't tell a damn
please.
person. But if you do have to tell someone, tell Diane. And don't
You really
say,
think the FBI is gonna give you $50K? They'll probably arrest you and think you were part of it. They'll probably
Exactly.
arrest you. Don't even try it.
and I'm not saying do
You
this,
can't
but like
trust the
if you
cops.
did happen to know, don't like email Diane at badboypod.com being like the assassin is here. You should like email Diane at badboy.com and be like, I really love the McDonald's in
Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho. Like be specific. Talk about the McDonald's.
And don't say McDonald's because we said McDonald's. Say Panera Bread.
Say Panera
because
Bread.
we
Say
said
Burger
McDonald's.
King. Say
Any other
Taco Bell.
thing.
Like there's so many options. Say
The FBI is not watching our
the
email.
diner culture. Be like,
Even though maybe we said FBI so many times now, the Alexa heard me and is just like,
oh yeah, it's true.
hey, FBI, listen.
Yeah, you could be like, I love the art scene in Columbus, Ohio, and we'll know what you mean. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Shop.badboypod.com. Get your fans of the pod a last minute Diane tea. See what happens when they open that bad boy up under the tree.
They might cry.
you know-
Appreciation.
Absolutely love yourself.
I keep forgetting to send this one pin out, but they're my friends, so it's not as harsh.
Great. And
damn
follow us at Bad Boy Podcast.
I literally always remember that they were at the end of the episode. I'm just like, I have to send out one pin. I keep
And
forgetting
Late
to send
Breaking
it.
Bad Boy, my Dumois privileges were revoked on Blue Sky.
Oh my
for,
God.
For impersonating. Like, come on.
That's
Dumois is
rude.
not even real. Suck my dick.
It's not even real. You can't impersonate something that's not real, guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Email Diane.
Email Diane.
Brought to you by Lady Parts.